the construction and civil engineering company that has been pioneering the digitalization for quite a while. From Peab, I'm super happy to welcome Development Manager Alina Nilander. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here.
It's such a pleasure to have you. So let's start with, in brief, for the international audience, could you describe Peab a little bit?
Yeah, of course. So Peab is actually the largest construction and civil engineering company in Sweden and one of the largest in the Nordic region. We focus on having our own resources where the industry business area provides the civil engineering and then construction business with everything from asphalt to gravel and concrete, everything you can imagine. So back in 2016, we made a decision on Peab that the procurement department should work category-based. And as you might saw on Robert's presentation, OpusCapita definitely support that way of working. So our choice fell on OpusCapita. But furthermore than that, we also wanted a system that could support us in different types of call-ups. So the previous system that we used more punch-outs, and now we wanted someone that also supported catalogs and RFQs, smart forms, etc. So a wider range of call-ups. You could say that we use it both in our offices, but also on our work sites. So it's a wider range of products.
Does time criticality play a role there?
Oh, definitely. The largest supplier we have by far is a supplier it's possible to place orders, I think, as late as 6 o'clock in the evening, and the production sites, they still get the goods the day after. So everybody relies on getting goods very fast, and I don't think that would be possible without a procurement system. So as the company operates over the whole supply chain, we have from the industry and to fully construct things and build things. We buy everything from, office supplies, it's paper and pencils, maybe the boring things that was mentioned before, and to more complicated things like, screws, wood, concrete additives, gravel, asphalt, everything in between.
And so that's a lot. That's a lot of categories. How would you describe the importance of centralizing all of these into one solution?
In Peab, we have this saying, and I assume it exists in many other countries, but it should be easy to do right. And one way for us to make it easier for our requisitioners is to gather all suppliers in one place. In this way, the requisitioners can be certain that they are purchasing from suppliers that have a frame contract, and they are chosen strategically for Peab. It shouldn't really matter the best price only. You should focus on what makes the best deal in total. So you should look at environmental attributes, you should look at lead time, for example, etc. And this is only possible if you centralize all your suppliers in one place. We send orders over PEPL and EDI, which are our goal to do electronical, but we also use PDF with the smaller suppliers, but the goal is to use a PEPL. Most definitely, it has a very clear benefit, like you talked about before. It is a standardized message type, and it can be reused, so it has the benefit of being efficient and very quick to set up. I do think that PEPL is getting more and more used, but we are still in this construction and civil engineering business area. So I think it takes a little bit longer time, but I think a lot of the companies, at least here in Sweden, has woken up, and we talked a lot about using PEPL, especially with Beast as a format. I think it also differs depending on in what country you are. So we don't use the same formats in Sweden and in Norway, for example, that we look into the countries and see what they're needing. But I do think it's important to use electronic order formats because we don't have these manual errors that happens with people, and the benefit of putting it up quickly when we need it.
Yeah, exactly. So basically you get this end-to-end digitalization.
When it comes to end-to-end, I would see the benefit of the traceability, that we're able to follow up our orders and what we order and order responses and do the goods receipts in the system. It also provides us helping with doing a better and more accurate negotiations and finding new contracted suppliers. We will open up for our professional workers. So that's an additional 6,000 users that will be activated. And these users, they will only be able to see this limited store view function. So we will only show the workwear for them. And more than that, we also activate 3,000 approvers into the system that will have to approve the requisitions before it turns into an order. So a lot of things are happening right this month. So we're very excited about that.
And of course, we hope to see more and more of the world turn digital, basically, because it helps us all. Thank you, Alina. This was super, super interesting. We're not going to let you go just yet, because I think we have some questions from the audience. So let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with Robert for those questions.